Hello everyone, this is Remleiz from 40k Theories, and welcome to this new episode of Adeptus Podcastus. And joining me as always is Tactica Imperialis.
Don't you mean main host Tactica Imperialis, and you're the one who's joining me, considering the amount of episodes we seem to be covering each other of late. But yes, hello everyone.
Yeah, I can't help dealing with chronic illness, it's not my fault.
Yes, I know. There's a funny comment on the last episode, which is like, the moment I heard Tac's voice at the intro, I was like, it's Nurgle, isn't it? So I was like, yeah, basically.
Yeah. As you can probably tell, no guest this week, it's just two of us this time round. But,
No, it isn't.
Oh?
Ladies and gentlemen, making their debut on Adeptus Podcastus, it's the new Gundrone, who is currently supposed to be asleep and will hopefully be asleep the entire time. But yes, Gundrone is here. Markadrone is in bed, so that Gundrone is here.
I look forward to the influx of comments going like, Gundrone.
Yeah, I mean, admittedly, it's a bit weird because obviously the Gundrone was the first baby, but now because they talk and point at everything, it's like, right, well, they're now the Markadrone because they're constantly pointing and shouting at things, because that just feels like what a Markadrone would do. So, yes.
Shoot
that. Yes, literally, it was like, oh, God. No, I'm not getting into parent rants. I'll be here all day, but I've had an extra day off work. We had an inset day, so I've had a nice day at home, and now I get to do podcasters, so everybody's a winner.
Hooray. So, in the news this week, it's the Black Library celebration, that favourite time of year for all of us who enjoy our 40k books. So I think we should start off with the winners of last year's Reader's Choice Awards, because it only just got announced.
Yeah, they announced and then announced the next one within the same week of each other. But for Warhammer Fantasy, the Old World, beating out Neferata, Orion, Blood of an Aryan, and Sigvald was Grudgebearer by Gav Thorpe,
which by all accounts I hear is a good choice.
Yeah, I've not read it, but I mean, it's a dwarf novel. How wrong can you go?
Just don't delve too deep into dwarf lore. You might find Shadow and Flame. Hey-oh.
Oh dear. But on the 40k side, beating out Mephiston, Warlord, Salamander, and the World Engine was a book I've actually read, Deathwatch by Steve Parker, which is a very good book.
A deserved winner. Personally, I actually voted for Salamander in that one, but, can't complain too much about it. It was a good selection that time around.
Yeah, and Deathwatch has a sequel with Shadowbreaker, which I think some people have read as well. I've read that too, so they are good and definitely worth your time. On the other hand, if you want to get involved in next year's Reader of Choice Award, yes, they've already decided to announce it, you have got the following choices. For 40k, I think I know which one you're going to pick. There's The Gildar Rift by friend of the show, Sarah Corkwell. Path of the Archon by Andy Chambers.
That surprises me because it's the last book in the bloody series.
Have they not? I suppose maybe the other Path books have been up for reprint in other places or got remastered. I don't know.
I don't think they have, no, because the first one was Path of the Renegade, then it was Path of the Incubus, and then it's Path of the Archon, so it's the last book in the trilogy. So I don't know why they've gone for the last one. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Path of the Dark Eldar books, I've read like the first two, really good. I've not read the last one, but if it's as good as the other two, then that's a good choice.
Yes.
But it's just weird to go for the last one rather than the first,
Fair point. The next one is Resurrection from the Herusian Wars by John French. John French rarely misses, so
having started reading that book and it's like, not too sure about this one, so
okay, fair.
But that's just me. That's just my opinion.
The next one is Eye of Medusa by friend of the show, David Geimer.
I've read that book. I hope to God they use the manuscript the manuscript that was used in the ebook version, because the original run of hardbacks, they were so littered with spelling and grammar errors, it was unreal. Like constantly referring to Ferrus Manus as Ferrus Thenos. It was weird.
I'm sure they can at least proofread it before they reprint it.
In fairness, like I said, they did fix it for the ebook version. But for the hardback version, it was like, what the fuck is this shit? Because back in the day, I actually posted screenshots from it all the way back on Twitter back in the day. It's just like, oh,
I remember. And the last one is a much older novel, Crossfire by Matthew Farrer, which I know nothing about.
Oh, that's the Arbites novel, isn't it?
It is, on Hydrafur.
Ah, interesting. It's an interesting selection this time around. I mean, personally, I wouldn't necessarily go for Resurrection or I Am Medusa. Path of the Archon is just a weird choice going for the last book in the trilogy as a print on demand. It's weird. So I'd probably go for Geldar Rift in this case.
Yeah, Gildar Rift was the one I figured you were going to pick, especially considering Huron is currently a big deal in the news. It seems very apropos that he's back here.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to get a lot of traction just on that fact alone.
Agreed. On the old world side, though, it's a bit weird because they've decided to do Sword of Justice by Chris Raitt, okay, Rune Fang by C.L. Werner, Bloodborne by Nathan Long, which is a vampire novel, if you hadn't guessed, Ulrika the Vampire, to be exact.
I thought it was a Dark Souls like. Hey.
Heldenhammer, the Sigmar novel by Graham McNeil, the sort of classic.
I feel that's going to win just for the fact it's a Sigmar novel. It's literally about Sigmar.
Although,
and
then Blood of an Aryan gets another crack. Did they run out of fantasy novels?
They probably did, in fairness.
I find it weird that it's 2 years in a row you're allowed to have Blood of an Aryan. What, did it just miss by an inch so they think it's worth giving it a rerun? I just find that really weird.
Yeah, that is a bit weird, yeah.
Oh well.
I'm not too familiar with regards to the fantasy novels, because the only major ones I really know about in fantasy side, obviously the Gotrek and Felix novels, obviously. Everyone knows Gotrek and Felix.
Yeah, I've not read Gotrek and Felix, but I have read New Gotrek, so even I'm familiar.
Yeah, like the Nagash trilogy.
I heard good things.
The Sigmar trilogy, obviously, as well.
Classical.
And the Tyrion and Teclis trilogy as well.
Which includes Blood of an Aryan.
Yeah.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what else there is there. Like I said, my fantasy novel knowledge is very lackluster.
Mine is non-existent. I've never read a single one.
All I know is that apparently it's taken until Age of Sigmar for the Lizardmen to get a dedicated novel where they're the protagonists.
That says a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there was David Guy Muscaven novels as well, wasn't there? Like Queek Headtaker.
Oh yeah, they were set in the old world. I couldn't remember if they were old world or AOS. But...
No, it was old world because it was Queek.
Oh yeah, Queek didn't make it.
Because I think the only Skaven major character who did make it was Thanquol.
Yeah, Thanquol made it, and Ikit Claw basically made it, but they weren't allowed to say it was Ikit Claw.
It was Timu Ikit Claw.
Yes. His mini made it. He didn't.
But again, so did Skrulk. Skrulk's mini made it as well, but he didn't make it.
Also true. Right, well, shall we stay in the world of Age of Sigmar for a second? Or should we keep talking books? Because there's a lot of more other books.
I think we should stick with books just because we're on the topic of the Black Library celebration and all that, so sticking with books seems more coherent a topic.
Okay. Well, I think what would be a good one to start with is a new special edition of Rin's World.
And I fucking hate it. It's literally a pair of jeans.
Yeah.
Look at it. It's a pair of jeans. It's denim. It's full-blown denim.
It definitely feels like... I've read this book. It's in the Space Marine Battles series, which is a legendary series of novels.
It's a great book. It's a great book, but I just wish they gave it like a vinyl cover or something rather than just fucking denim.
Yeah, and I respect the fact they put some classical Crimson Fist artwork on the inside from the actual original cover as well.
Yes, that's always appreciated, yes.
Agreed. So, yeah, it's a really... if you don't know the story of the Crimson Fist, I do recommend you give that one a read. But even if you know it, it's always fun because Alicia Cortez, minor spoiler because it's from a book that's 15 years old. Brother, you have lost an arm. It's over there.
I haven't lost it. It's over there. Yeah, it's great. That's amazing. Alicia Cortez is an absolute badass. Absolutely no fucks given. He's great.
Absolutely. Next, I want to have I'm going to have a read of an article while we talk about the next book, because the next book is Dan Abnett, the novel called Hive.
Oh yeah, this got announced today, didn't it?
Yeah, so this has literally been announced today at time of recording. So it's a 2-part novel, which is weird in and of itself that it's that long. It needed 2 bloody parts.
And it's being sold as a dual pack, isn't it? If I recall correctly.
I think
they're being sold
yeah,
together.
it's a 2-book set. Yeah, they're being sold together. So the planetary governor has fallen amid scandal and treachery. The city chokes under the oppressive austerity of imperial life, whilst the arbiters enforce the lex without any pity. So there's a new planetary governor. There's outsiders. There's rebellions, anarchy, arbiters, that kind of thing. This feels like it could have been a Warhammer crime novel if it was set on Varangantua, but they've just chosen not to set it on Varangantua.
This feels like it could have been a Necromunda novel.
Also that.
It's basically Necromunda, but without the underlying wackiness.
Which is fair, if you want to do a dead serious, play it straight, dead serious Warhammer 40k hive novel, you don't set it on Necromunda, it's too bloody weird.
God, imagine wanting to do a grim, dark version of a 40k novel. The irony of that is just astounding, but yeah. It's like, we need to do grim, dark, serious version of Necromunda.
Yeah, the fact that you need to have that conversation with yourself at all is a little weird. I will appreciate, though, the art's really good, the cover art.
The covers are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, they've decided, if you read the article, they've decided to do a full art sprawl of each one, and
always appreciated.
Bloody hell.
I also appreciate the fact it's just called Hive, nice, simple, to the point title. I appreciate that. Yeah, straight
very
to the point,
vague. Yeah. Very vague, but very straight.
Absolutely. I'm excited for this one because more stories that aren't just bolter porn are always welcome. Stuff that isn't just constant, and then they has fight, and then they has fight, and then they has other fight. I prefer stories sometimes that have a bit more intrigue and scheming and politics mixed into that kind of thing, which is why I loved things like so like Blackstone Fortress. Like, even though Blackstone Fortress had they has fight moments against the drones and stuff like that, it was still very much a character based story rather than just transition from set piece to set piece, essentially. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
It's also why things like The Bookkeeper's Skull or Deacon of Wounds, I fucking love those books. And there's
little to no actual. Talking about Deacon of Wounds. You never stop talking about it.
It's Bookkeeper's Skull I never stopped talking about, in fairness.
Oh, sorry, wrong one.
Wrong one, but close enough. You were close. I will say that the Oubliette was also underrated, despite it being a straight-up rip-off of Hellsing. It does, underrated as hell.
Oh, Warhammer ripping off another IP? Say it ain't so.
Say it ain't so. But literally the entire premise of the book is literally just Hellsing. Except replacing a vampire with a Drukari Mandrake.
Yes, basically.
Yeah. Still a good book, though. I enjoy it. But anyway, we're going off on a tangent. Next week we'll be talking about Danhausen, but never mind.
No, I'd like to talk about the Scouring.
Scaringhausens, okay. So, terrible. Yeah, Scouring Thailand, wasn't there?
Yes. So they've done an article about sort of the timeline and the setup of the Scouring and how they've sort of got to where they are in terms of planning it all out. They also confirmed they're not done writing Heresy novels. There's an asterisk somewhere in here about after Siege of Terror was concluded, asterisk, aside from more novels set in the Horus Heresy, of course.
We'll be talking about one of them later.
But yeah, they then sort of sat down and, they've actually talk about the research they've actually done to make sure they get this right. So things like they've reread Space Marine, the first editions of 40k, the original Space Marine rulebook, the first edition of Titanicus, second edition of Codex Ultramarines, the Index of Astartes. Also, they've really tried to make a point to pin down a proper timeline of everything that has already happened.
Yeah. I really respect them for doing that. That's actually a really good sign.
Yeah, because apparently the Scouring was only 7 years long. I didn't realise how long it actually was. I thought it was longer than that. But it was 7 years, which is longer than the Heresy, I think. It's similar to the Heresy. But it's sort of, they put together sort of a baby's, a master timeline. It says, unlikely all these events will appear, but they give a hint of things. So, mid-014 M31, we get the end of the Siege of Terror. The Sol system isn't purged for about 18 months to get Sol cleared. And then the scouring is declared sort of in early 016 as a dismal echo of the Great Crusade, thanks to Dawn. And then it talks about the Battle of Avalon, the Battle of Gamma Horgan, the Underworld War with Calth, the Scouring of Molech, Seraphina, the Aragata Culling, Vanaheim, Urant, the Scouring of Istvan V in Operation Carthage. Clearly someone likes their Roman history if they're calling it Operation Carthage, of salting the earth. I appreciate that reference. That's a very good reference. The Doom of Valhalla. Clearly this is just when old 40k writers were just referencing fucking everything.
So if I remember my old school 40k lore correctly, the Doom of Valhalla is basically, it's got nothing to do with the Traitor Legions. It's basically when Valhalla got struck by like a massive meteor that was like pure solid iron, and it impacted the planet and basically knocked it out of its orbit and basically caused the planet to freeze over. Yeah. And then some orcs crash landed on the planet, and then ended up a big fight between the Valhallans and the orcs. So I'm looking forward to that, because like some orc action in a Scouring series book. Yes, please.
It's worth, again, I note, not everything that is mentioned here will appear in either novel or a gaming book. Maybe they won't do it. What they will do, however, is in mid-019 M31, the Iron Cage incident.
They will make a book about that, because let's be honest, it's too important not to.
Indeed, and the Third Battle of Paramar, where eventually it kind of ends and the Traitor Legions are driven off. Although that's only 3 years after the Scouring is declared, so it can't be 7 years. That doesn't make sense. It was the same length as the Heresy. I was right the first time. So yes, you were reading Ashes of the Imperium, weren't you, last time we spoke?
Yeah, I haven't quite finished yet, but I've gotten a bit further into it, though.
Yeah, so we'll come back to that later. But no, it's good to see that they've not just done this willy-nilly. They've done... I know it sounds like a daft thing to say, but with the way modern GW, modern Black Libraries sometimes play a bit fast and loose with things, it's good to see that they're actually done their homework, done their research, and are going to properly do this for themselves, but also for the fans. I give them credit where it's due.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, you said there was another novel that you wanted to talk about on the Heresy front.
Yes, of all people getting a book, Zardu Layak.
I knew this name, and it was bothering the hell out of me as to where I knew it from, because I didn't spot that it had the Horus Heresy on the top of it. I thought, this is a 40k novel. What? Zardu Layak? That's not a modern name. Where's that name come from? And then I read it again, and it hit me, and I was like, oh, he's from the Heresy. I'm an idiot.
He died during the Battle of the Saturnine Gate.
And yet he still gets a book, so I'll let you lead on this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably just, the events, events are going to take place, before the Siege of Terra, or before, at the very least, before the Battle of Saturnine Gate, because...
he dies.
Because I know he was also involved in the taking of Luna during the Solar War, where he ended up fighting a giant robot lion. Yes, that was the thing that happened.
Of course.
Of course.
The Horus Heresy, all the wacky stuff happened.
Yeah. Basically, if it's not wackiness on Necromunda, it's wackiness in the Horus Heresy. But yes, very, very influential word bearer's chaplain / demon summoner type doohickey dude.
Sort of like one of the first Dark Apostles, if you think of it that way.
Kinda, yeah. He also had a couple of bodyguards known as Blade Slaves, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, because this book talks about the weapons called the Anacatis blades, which I'm assuming are the blades mentioned by his Blade Slaves. I'm assuming they're the same thing.
They might be. I need to double check, but it might actually cover out how he actually created them. So maybe
it says he's going to get them. In this case, he's not making them; he's getting.
No, I mean creating the Blade Slaves. I mean, because the Blade Slaves are like a form of possessed.
Oh, sorry. I assumed you meant serfs.
No, the Blade Slaves are like possessed Astartes. They're kind of like the Gal Vorback in a sense, but a bit different.
Yeah, I mean the Gal Vorback with the original possessed and everything's just a variant on them.
Yeah.
No, I'd forgotten about it. I'd actually forgotten he had a mini. It's not a bad mini,
It's a nice mini. It still holds up.
It does. Right, where do we go next? Is there any more books, or is that it now for books? I think that's it for books, so shall we talk about minis?
Yes, shall we talk about the one that dropped out of nowhere after a leak, the Orc.
Orcs, 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 orcs.
Yes. New Orc War Boss.
Here to
I have to
fix your
say,
gabbins.
the version with the Power Claw looks great. The other version, though, he has weird baby arms. I think you've seen the other version, the one with
Of course
the
I have.
chopper. Yeah.
Of course I have.
His arm looks disproportionately small for his body. It's like...
It's not his arm, it's just his hand. And it might just be the angle, you know.
It might just be the angle, but the picture doesn't know favors. It's basically like as if like someone saw all the criticisms leveled towards the cruel boys and their baby legs and went and overcorrected the opposite direction. But like I said, the one with the Power Claw looks great.
Yeah, although the one thing I will say is I'm quite cross at GW for calling this a multi-part plastic because it's fucking monopose.
Yeah, it's a multi-part monopose. As in you can change what weapon it has.
And you can change what head it's got and what back panner it's got, and you can change fucking knee pads and things like that, and gubbins. Like you can change the rocket chopper for a scorcher. That's lovely, but do you know what the Orcs have never had? A customizable, actually make it look your own war boss. They've never had one, and it's so dumb that they just refuse.
I think the closest you ever got to that was the knobs for Gorka Morka.
Yeah, the knobs kit is hella custom. It's great. But this, I saw multi-part plastic Orc War Boss and went, oh, I want one. I can do some really cool cooks with this and come up with some really cool stuff because I'm sick of using Grook Face Ripper because it just, why is every War Boss just Grook Face Ripper? And now I'm sad because it's a great mini. The design's great and the sculpt's good and the weapon choices are sensible. And I'm not cross about that. What I'm cross about is that they haven't made it anywhere near customizable enough considering it's Orcs. You know, the race all about scrapping and doing their own thing and having their own favourite weapons. It's Orcs for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Like, Necrons not being that customizable, fair enough. Necron Lords are pretty narcissists, but they're also very attached to the specific set of weapons of their old heyday. Orcs are not.
Yeah, Necrons are very uniform in comparison.
Yes. And it's like, Tau commanders, yeah, they're supposed to be flexible because they have a million different weapon options and 2 different suits. Like, why are Tau more custom than Orcs?
Because Games Workshop doesn't want you having, actual flexibility in their model kits. Like, no, you must build it the way we specify.
Yes, I know. Competitive again. But the problem with this is that because of this, GW have been forced to overplay their hand, and it's not their fault. I completely know it's not their fault. Because they've done some teases of other orky bits, including a ginormous hand cannon, a power claw of some kind, and what looks like a grot riding along on a bike or an engine of some kind. This tells me that just as Wib and I and Wib and I were talking about, we were trying to make predictions for 11th. I think it's Orcs. I think it's Marines and Orcs because they're doing a massive Orc refresh. I think this was going to be what was revealed for 11th edition for Orcs. So I think that this is that Orcs are going to be the antagonist of 11th edition, at least in the box game, with all these new bits and bobs that they're getting, which is great for me. I love Orcs, and Orc players should always be given more nice things. But I think that it's annoying that we've been accidentally spoiled because of potato leaks again. It's annoying.
Yeah, because someone at Games Workshop in the warehouse decides to ship out the new one by mistake. Like with the Dante model, remember?
Oh, for crying out loud, it wasn't oh. God's sake, sort your supply chains out.
Because I think we actually have the screenshot of the original leak, which was just the actual box. I found it. Yeah, hang on one second. I'll post it on screen. The actual leaked box. Someone actually ordered something from the web store and actually got it. Load up fucking Discord. There you go. Yeah, someone actually got the actual.
Oh, excuse me. Don't pull my headphone out. Thank you, child.
Le boss de guerre.
There we go. Got it back. Well. Sort your supply chains out, GW, then you'll stop having to leak stuff.
Yeah, it happens because I think this is like at least the 4th or 5th time this has happened.
Yeah, where supply chain has been at fault.
Yeah, because there's this, obviously. There was the Dante model. There was the anniversary orc miniature as well. You know, one that was based off the Games Day. Yeah, one that was based off the Games Day miniature. There was a couple of others as well. I can't remember off the top of my head, but there was a couple of others.
Please. Yeah. Go to sleep, please, child. This little gun drone does not want to go on charge. Just staring at the screen.
They're on Overwatch.
Yeah, you nosy so-and-so. Yeah. Oh dear. At least you're being quiet.
Yes.
Right. So, yes. Happy to see new orcs. Sad as to how we found out.
Yes. What else do we have?
New combat patrols and battalions to go with the Eye of Terror campaign book, The War for the Cadian Gate. Yes, even though they've already killed Cadia, they're still going after the Cadian Gate. And they brought Apocalypse back for it.
Yay. Is that how many times now they try to bring back Apocalypse?
3.
Last time it was back in 8th, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Because there was that big tie novel that Josh Reynolds did, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was called Apocalypse. Yeah, it was in Space Marine Conquest, I remember.
Yeah. I imagine someone out there is going like, stop trying to make Apocalypse work. It's not going to work. Because I'm
It is
trying
cool,
to bring
though.
it back. It is cool. But it's one of those things like they bring it back and then they get bored of it and just completely ignore it again after like 6 months.
I know what you mean.
Oh dear.
Especially because they're at the end of an edition, it definitely feels like that's what they're doing.
Yeah. So how can we milk the last bit of money out of this edition before we, launch a new edition where codices are going to be 45 fucking quid a pop? I guarantee.
Or something. But if you don't care about the book and just want to get the minis, then do I have some weird box sets for you?
Oh.
So, the Iron Warriors are getting a combat patrol, which is a very different box to the regular combat patrol and very Iron Warriors-y. You get a Warsmith, you get Legionaries, you get Havocs, and you get Terminators.
A decent selection.
Indeed. The normal combat patrol, if you'd forgotten, is similar to this, but it swaps the Terminators and Warsmith for a Dark Apostle and a Hellbrute. So it takes away the Dreadnought, swaps it for Terminators, then changes the character around to be the Tech Marine instead of the Chaplain.
It's a good call for an army, though.
Agreed. And Havocs makes a lot of sense. What is not a good call for an army is the Eye of Terror Battalion for the Sons of Dawn. They decided that both the Imperial Fists and the Black Templars needed something, and they gave them a Dreadnought each and a Repulsor each.
What the fuck is
that? Yeah, that was my reaction. You get 2 Repulsors, 2 Dreadnoughts, and an upgrade sprue.
See, this one to me just screams like, we have overstock, get rid of it.
It does a bit.
It's like, do you remember when they did those loot boxes a few years back, and it was something weird like, okay, so you got like a Dark Angels Primaris Lieutenant and some Space Wolf Wolves. It was like, it's just overstock just flung together in a box set.
Oh, it gets worse, Ram. Because this is the Mechanicus box.
A Dooncrawler, a Strider, and a Hovercraft. It's like, yeah, this screams overstock and all.
Yeah, I know it does. Like, why didn't they put the new characters in these boxes? That would have made sense.
Like, Jesus, this just reeks of laziness.
And they did one for Knights as well, which is just a Dominus Knight and 2 Armigers. Have fun.
I mean, for Knights, that makes more sense, because at least, I mean, you've actually got more for your Knights than you do for your Imperial Fists, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
The Imperial Fist is a tank and Dreadnought. This is like, a Knight and 2 baby Knights, so it's actually better for your buck.
Yeah. We don't know the cost price, obviously, but yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, at least this one actually, is thematically more appropriate.
Agreed.
Because obviously you imagine like a bigger knight would be supported by a pair of armor because would be like the squires, wouldn't they? So
yes, exactly.
So that makes sense. I got no issue with this one. This one makes sense.
No, it's fine. It's just like, what are we doing here? Like,
underwhelming.
underwhelming in extremis.
Underwhelming yet inoffensive.
Yes. Oh, I completely missed the bloody Warhammer Relics merch festival that was on. I forgot that was a thing. But we've got more minis first, so we'll come back to that.
Yes.
Because there's one more actual Age of Sigmar kit I'd like to talk about. Two, actually. Because my primary AOS army, the Daughters of Khaine, are getting new stuff. So they've decided to drop a really heavy elite infantry unit called Blood Hags. So they've got pole arms and have also got throwing knives or throwing blades of some kind, which is really nice because A, Daughters of Khaine get another ranged unit, and B, heavily armoured witch elves that are not just there to look pretty and actually they're, well, I say look pretty. Daughters of Khaine are not pretty, but you know what I mean. We're aware they're an old fantasy kit. We know how witch elves look. We're aware of this. So it's good to see that, even though they're supposed to be the most agile and fast-moving elves who, we don't need armor, we can just dodge and the blood god's blessing is on us. Actually, no, let's have some armor just in case. Also, guns. Armor for guns.
Nice.
No, they're a really cool kit. And I like some of the face masks, the half masks or full masks they've got as well. So they've got full bare open heads with crowns. Some of them have got half masks. Some of them have got full masks. It's just a really, really cool kit that modernizes witch elves and Sisters of Slaughter in a really good way.
Yeah.
And they've also got a new terrain piece called the Shrine of Dark Tribute, which you can do for either Morathi Khaine or Morai Heg, depending on your mode. It boosts up your wizards, it boosts up your priests. So, yeah, just really.
You know what this reminds me of? This terrain piece. Did you ever play Oblivion?
No.
When you actually go into Oblivion and try to get one of the portal gems from one of the towers, it looks like that, essentially.
I mean, it's the Cauldron of Blood stairs. It's literally the same staircase and platform as the Cauldron of Blood, conceptually.
It just reminds me of the things that you get from Oblivion in Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Yeah, I get that. But yeah,
I'm surprised you've not played Oblivion, to be honest. I'm genuinely surprised.
I haven't had time. I've not even played Skyrim.
Bloody hell. And considering that game's been out since for over 3 console generations now, it's like, Jesus Christ.
I know. Just never really had time for PC gaming. I've played a bit of Dawn of War Dark Crusade, a bit of Fallout New Vegas, and that's all I ever managed on PC because I never had time.
Fair enough.
Just to finish off with Daughters of Khaine, so they've got a battle force, which is all about the Scathborn, so Morathi and the Snakes and the Harpies. There's Khainite Shadow Coven, which is a bit more Morai Heg style, where you get the Shadow Stalkers, Blood Rat Medusa, Cauldron of Blood, Sisters of Slaughter, really nice kit, goes with both sides of the argument. And then a Regiment of Renown, which is just the Sisters of Slaughter and their High Gladiatrix that you can recruit into other factions.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Fair enough.
Right. One more mini. New tank for Heresy.
New tank?
The Falchion.
Ooh.
Yes, the Falchion has been redone. It is now in plastic, and it's got, what's it called? Then a neutron wave cannon.
That sounds so pulp sci-fi, it's great.
Yeah, with a 120-inch range. 10 foot.
Oh.
10 foot range.
Ouch. Yeah, that's a really nice tank kit in fairness. That's really nice. I like that.
Agreed.
Falchion.
Is it Falchion or Falchion? I've always said Falchion.
I'm pretty sure it's Falchion.
Oh, I'm fine either way. I don't mind. I don't know.
I could be wrong though, in fairness. So let us know in the comments down below how to pronounce the name of this tank.
Yes, please. Right. Do we do merch or do we do branding to finish the news?
Oh god. Fuck it. Let's go for the merch first.
So, right. You go to sleep. Stop staring at the screen. It's annoying. Go to sleep, child.
Just don't go CM Punk on her.
I'm not.
I was making a joke, don't worry.
Yes, I know you were making a joke, but no, I'm not going to hit a GTS on a 3-month-old baby. No. Jesus. Right.
Punk would.
Punk wouldn't. Okay, so Weta Workshop decided to drop a Boingrot Bounder, the AOS Gobbo Knights, on Squigs with Lances, and, it's Weta Workshop, because they did Skaggot the Loon King already, so they're sticking with Gloomspike Gits a little bit. And they're doing they're doing a 1 to 10 series of minis now from their statue range. So if you've got £1,000 to throw at something that you're never going to use, then go ahead. But they're also
economy.
in this economy, they're also working on a new 1 to 6, which appears to be a vampire of some kind. I don't know which. Sorry, I haven't got a clue. I'm guessing it's a Von Carstein, but
it's probably going to be a Von Carstein. Yeah, it's more than likely. Because they are like the vampire family in fantasy. Let's be honest. And AOS.
And well, actually no. Only Manfred's made it across. Isabella and Vlad. If they're in the lore, then they're locked. They're not in the book. That's for sure. They don't get rules.
They died before Manfred was a thing.
Yeah, I thought so.
Because Vlad died and Isabella killed herself afterwards.
Oh, how very Romeo and Juliet, but vampires.
I think that was literally the whole basis of it, yeah.
Oh dear. Fantasy. They've done a new wearable helmet. This time it's a Captain Pattern Tacticus helmet. If you feel like you don't want to be Titus, but you still want to be a captain for some reason.
Is it actually wearable, or is it going to be one of those little tiny little cat-sized things?
It says it's wearable, the Joy Toy helmets. It says it's wearable. I have no idea.
Oh, it's Joy Toy. I thought you were talking about the wet one, sorry.
Oh, no. Sorry, I'm on about Joy Toy now. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, sorry. My bad. Picture?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. I mean, it's a Space Marine helmet that's very big. There's nothing else to say, really, but there you go. Behold. Its ultramarininess.
Ultramarine. Hey-oh.
So next is the Ultimate Guide to Warhammer Age of Sigmar. I got the character encyclopedia for 40k. I didn't get the Ultimate Guide. So if you really want to see every faction dissected with a look at all its minis, then knock yourself out. And apparently it contains an encyclopedic breadth of information about the mortal realms. So, all right, take it at face value.
Mm-hmm.
I think my favourite one, however, cover not final, is Words of War, the ultimate book of all quotes.
They're doing a follow-up to the Space Marine one, are they? Okay. Because you remember when they did the Space Marine one, book of Space Marine quotes?
Oof, no, I'd forgotten that.
Yeah, it had Dante on the cover, if I recall. Yeah. So having an Orc one as the follow-up, what are they going to do next, do you reckon? Do you reckon they're going to do an Eldari one, or do you reckon they're going to do... They're probably going to do Guard next, if they do one.
Probably, yeah. I would suspect.
Or unless they do a Tau one, words of greater goodness or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but that would require them to write a bunch more Tau quotes, because they barely write any Tau lore.
Oof.
Shots fired.
Yes.
Shh.
Just get Phil Kelly on it. It's like, here you go, Phil, just write out an entire book of Tau quotes.
Yes. Right. If your Joy Toy helmet wasn't enough, Tomy have now supplied you with a wearable Power Fist plushie.
Yeah. I saw some of the advertisements for this, and it's like, either you knew what you were doing or you didn't know what you were doing, kind of thing. Like, get ready to fist your friends, for example. It's like...
They knew what they were doing.
I bloody hope so. Otherwise, it'd be very embarrassing.
If they didn't know what they were doing and made it through this era of marketing without realising, then I'm sorry, there is no hope for you.
But yes, you can get yourself a plushy power fist and punch someone in the face. Don't punch someone in the face. There's a disclaimer for you.
Yes, please do not. However, if you like your plushies more, plushy, there's a pink horror, the Christmas squig, and a tech priest manipulus, which is just as chunky as the mini. I will just share that one because I think it's funny. I genuinely think it's funny compared to the others. The others are just what you'd
It's
expect.
Dr. Robotnik.
I just think it's funny.
That's adorable. You need to get that for the gun drone.
Yeah, good luck with that. I can't even get a Griffhound for the so if it were not ridiculously overpriced, and they actually liked teddies, but neither of them do. So,
fair enough.
Mind you, the gun drone doesn't like anything, just milk.
Got their priorities straight.
Absolutely. There's then some Ultra Pro gaming mats for Kill Team and Spearhead. I don't even think they're worth my time to share the pictures because whoop-de-doo. Dawn of War 4 merch from McFarlane, including Cyrus, as well as some less Dawn of War-y stuff with a Dark Angel and a Space Wolf that look infinitely more crap because they haven't painted them properly and put them in proper lighting. Especially the Dark Angel compared to the Blood Ravens looks pretty bad, if I'm honest. Cubicle 7 have announced...
Can I just say, with the Cyrus thing, it's like, someone went a bit overboard on the wash on the backpack, on the round bit. Someone went a bit overboard on the wash there, looks like.
At least they bothered with a wash.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm glad they did use a wash, but they went a bit overboard there.
Yeah. There's a new edition of Fantasy Roleplay on the way. Day of Ascension from 40k and Darktide the card game are also out. And there's a bunch of U2s, I know, that have been teased as well, which I will just share.
Are U2s still a thing?
U2s are apparently still a flippin' thing. There's a Space Marine, a Thousand Sun, and a Tyrannid, and I think another Tyrannid. So this is just Space Marine 2 merch.
Okay, obviously Ultramarine, a Scarab Occult Terminator, a Lictor, and a Ravener.
Indeed. You've then got Horus Heresy Legion-coded water bottles.
What? Oh my god. What? Okay, I would say it's like, if you had like if you got the Raven Guard one, that would look fine, in the black and that. Get Raven Guard one, looks absolutely fine. Everything else looks a bit, I don't know, bit try hard.
They've also done wall banners for a number. I don't know if they've done all 20. I'm just going to get
They won't do all 20 because we don't know what two of them are like.
You know what I mean. But I think the best one is the Salamanders one. So for the sake of the viewers seeing something half decent, I'll share the Salamanders wall banner.
You know what? That's actually not too bad.
Yeah. The Sons of Horus one just has a ginormous eye and says Chthonier on it. The Ultramarines one looks like everything you look like you can find on a miniature. The Imperial Fist one is boring. The Iron Warriors one is even more boring because it just looks like it's been run through a dirt pile. So
you say the Imperial Fist one's boring. You can just say the Imperial Fists are boring.
Accurate. However, Necromunda themed disc plates.
Oh hell yeah!
I realise I sound like I'm being incredibly sarcastic, and I am.
Actual wanted posters and propaganda slogans. Okay, that's cool. I like that. Like things like wanted posters. Yes, give me more of that shit. I thought it was just gonna be like generic, like Necromunda artwork or something. But this is actually like propaganda posters and shit. Yeah, I love this. Yeah, give me more of this. Give me more of this stuff. Like if you give
Agreed.
it give some Imperial propaganda posters, like Astra Militarum recruitment posters and that kind of thing. Go for that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then finally, the Bergschneider cosplay crew are working on Britannia next.
I have no idea who Bergschneider is. Is he related to Rob?
They're the people who made. Do you remember the cosplay range they did of the non-soldiers?
I forgot about that. To be honest, I completely forgot about that.
Fair enough. But yes, they're doing Britannia cosplay merch.
I tell you what, it'll probably be more accurate to French history than the Napoleon movie was.
Shots. Shots have been fired.
What's that comment? What's that comment saying about that Napoleon movie? Like, it's 2 hours, 38 minutes long, and of that, only 38 minutes is accurate.
About right.
But seriously, I got to go on a bit of a tangent. Like, he's saying, like, the Battle of Austerlitz is like, take the high ground, and he has the troops run down the hill. What do you mean? How do you take the high ground if you're running down a fucking hill? You're on the high ground. You're running down to what the fuck? Sorry, carry on.
Historical accuracy in films is always such an important concept.
I mean, it would be nice if Ridley Scott actually bothered with historical accuracy in any of his fucking films.
It's Ridley Scott. He writes sci-fi. That's his thing. But anyway. And
it says a lot when Braveheart's more fucking accurate historically.
Aye. And finally, apparently Citadel colour is now called Warhammer colour because branding. Like, apparently Citadel wasn't too identifiable with the name Warhammer anymore, because it was high time the name of the pot reflected the purpose of the paint inside it. Just off.
Why does this sound to me like we were forced to change the name for legal reasons, but we don't want to admit that? It's like, with the WWE, it was like, oh, we changed it from WWF to WWE to like reflect our branding purposes. Like, no, it's because you lost a lawsuit to the fucking pandas.
I don't know. If it is for legal reasons, then fine. If it's not, then that's just ridiculous. Like, it's been Citadel for so long. They're Citadel miniatures, they're Citadel paint. That's what they've always been, and that's what they should be. Like, when you think about the quality of miniatures, you don't talk about, oh, the Warhammer miniatures are great. Okay, is that what you think? Thanks for your input about the quality of the branding of Citadel versus Warhammer. I didn't realize you cared so much. But yes, I think this is, if it's for anything other than legal reasons, this is dumb.
Yeah.
Because they're not even changing the paints. They're just rebranding.
Oh, well, never mind.
Oh, well.
I will say this, though. I do appreciate the fact that the new logo is very reminiscent of the old Warhammer Monthly comics. It just reminds me of that a bit. I don't know why.
I'm sure they had their reasons. I mean, yeah, it's good that they're not just recycled, the font off the front of the shop.
And that, yeah. A tiny modicum of effort was added.
Stress on the tiny. Stress on the tiny.
He's doing a lot of heavy lifting there.
You want some milk, Trouble?
No, I'm right, thanks.
No, you are not Trouble. Your ability to stay healthy is Trouble, but that's not your fault.
Yeah. Never mind.
Nope. Okay.
Oh.
Nope. We just don't want to sleep.
Nope, don't want to sleep. Never mind.
We just don't want milk either. Okay. You do you then. Sorry, you were saying?
I lost my train of thought, don't worry. It'll come back to me in a bit.
I'm sure it will.
If they can't sleep, just have them watch 2007 era WWE. That'll put them to sleep.
No. I'll be honest, it's just as annoying that I've had to sit on Warhammer Community with its white background the entire time because it's made it so bright in here that they've just wanted to stare at the screen.
Yeah, it does need a dark mode option.
Yes.
In fairness.
Dark mode is always better.
Yes.
Anyway, I put it on Discord now. I'm going to lower my laptop screen a little bit because I don't need my camera, so that should hopefully darken it down a bit. You might actually sleep for half an hour.
Hooray.
Maybe. I doubt it.
Maybe.
Just as long as I don't lock my laptop, everything will be fine.
Yes. Fingers crossed.
Anyway, Ashes of the Imperium, shall we?
Yes. Probably enter the spoiler room brawl again because it's still relatively new, I'd say, so...
Yeah, I've certainly not seen anything about it online yet, so...
Yeah, so skip to the timestamp in the video description below if you want to avoid spoilers. I've not finished yet, but I have progressed a bit further. I've gone through another third of the book, so that should be more than enough. Right, so entering the spoiler room brawl in 3, 2, 1. Why the fuck was it Dan House when he came out of that box? He got such a shit reaction. I'm sorry, everyone just booed him. He was like the new gobbledygooker. God, poor
no, I was going to say, why the fuck did they put the title back on Cody Rhodes for no fucking reason, but
Politics.
Probably.
Whoa. It's only smoke and mirrors. Whoa.
Poor Drew McIntyre. Anyway.
Poor Drew McIntyre, yes. Right, so we start off with Captain Acamus of the Imperial Fists, who's basically visiting, I believe it's either an apothecary or a magus biologist, I can't remember which off the top of my head, But they're basically like overseeing the creation of the next bunch of like inductii or new Marines for the Legion, that kind of thing. And these ones, they're basically the 40k Marines as opposed to the Heresy Marines, because these ones, after they undergo their mental conditioning, to put it bluntly, they're emotionally stunted. Like, they only know two things, like, kill and, like, disapprove. That's basically it. They have no emotional range otherwise, unlike the Heresy Marines.
I mean, to be fair, modern Marines have some emotions. Not a lot.
Yes, but not to the extent of the Heresy era Marines. Like, during the Great Crusade, they had much vaster range of emotions, whereas, like, it's very much more simplified in 40k, if that makes sense. So basically, this is like the creation of the 40k Marines in terms of, mental indoctrination and that kind of thing.
Is the reason for this being, this will make them less susceptible to corruption because they won't have the same range of emotions to be influenced or something? I don't know.
Kinda, yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. So it's just interesting to see how, like, the mindset works to, like, kind of like consolidate the differences in how these different eras of Marines acted, which is cool.
Yeah, it's the same when they did the Constantine Valdo novel to try and draw the line between the Thunder Warriors and the new Astartes. It's the same principle.
Yeah. But yeah, it turns out that Acamus and the Imperial Fist, they're going to end up doing...
Oh, to ask a stupid question, do they say what armour they're using? Are they still on Mark 5 or Mark 6?
They haven't said.
Fair enough. I just wondered because I don't remember when Mark 7 was formally rolled out.
It was either during the Siege of Terror or shortly after. Yeah, the Imperial Fist, they're going to end up doing like patrols through the void to basically hunt for traitor stragglers. Space Wars are going to do that as well.
That makes sense.
Acamus and his ship, they end up finding like derelict traitor ships in the void, and they board them.
As in pre-scuttled.
As in like just dead ships, essentially. Like they're intact, but like they're dead on inside. There's no power, no activity. So they board the ships and they find like all the traitor servers have been killed, all the heretic spies on board have all been decapitated. And it's like, okay, something weird's going on here. And then they encounter a ship that's coming towards them, but it's an Imperial Fist ship. It's like, okay, it's friendly. Oh, it's Sigismund's ship. Okay, let's go and talk to Sigismund. And Sigismund's basically got like, a big pile of like severed heads. It's like, yeah, I've been collecting trophies because... Yeah.
I was thinking I thought this was some World Eaters sowing the seeds of the World Eaters going rogue and taking everyone's heads for the Blood God. But nope, it's just Sigismund on a revenge frenzy.
He's on a revenge crusade, and he's like, we shouldn't be, trying to rebuild the Imperium as well. We should just be going on a crusade to hunt down all the traitors. Like, if Dawn tells me to hunt them down, I'll hunt them down. If it's just me, I'll just do it myself. It's like, yes, but Dawn told you to go and patrol. Yes.
And
I did, but I still think it's a stupid idea, but never mind. Oh well, never mind. Anyway, see you later.
Just sowing the seeds of the Black Templars. Just sowing those seeds rich
Pretty
and deep.
much. It is pretty much, yes. So yeah, Acamus is basically like going around through the entire solar system just scanning for traitors. He's not having much luck, and then he arrives in orbit of Neptune, which, as you remember last time, traitors are hiding out on Neptune. But due to sorcery and other shenanigans, they're being hidden from scanners. And it's like, okay, scan Neptune. Yeah, no sign of traitors.
Move on.
My gut's telling me otherwise. Can you calculate the mass of these orbital platforms? See if they're not bearing any extra mass they shouldn't be.
That's clever.
That next time.
That's clever.
But on Neptune itself, the word bearers are basically trying to conduct a ritual, trying to, like, restore the power of the Chaos Gods, because according to the word bearers themselves, the Emperor's fight with Horus pretty much almost killed the Chaos Gods.
Well, they poured all their power into Horus and then did a massive take backsy, if I remember the end and the death correctly.
Yeah. So they're trying to basically start doing a ritual which, like, working slaves to death, like, build up sacrifices, try and, like, regain their power, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm sorry, just some random jabronis on Neptune ain't going to get the entire Chaos Pantheon back online, is it? Come on, guys, think.
And it's not just the word bearers on Neptune. There are some scattered traitor squads from like other legions as well. As we know, like, you had the Iron Warriors, and the single son of Horus, and like a couple other word bearers in this one group, and a couple of Night Lords all arrive at the same same place essentially. And they're walking through the station, and they see a punch up between a Son of Horus and an Emperor's Children Marine, and the Emperor's Children Marine is basically gone into a full blown frenzy, screaming "This is all your fault!" and just basically kills the Son of Horus. And it's
is he wrong?
Foreshadowing is a literary tactic in where, essentially.
I mean, it isn't all Horus's fault. It's all Lorgar's fault, and really, it's all Erebus's fault. But
no, it's Horus. It's the Sons of Horus' fault, because if you go by pre-established lore, the Sons of Horus were the first ones to flee.
Oh, sorry, I'm going further back. The fall of Horus and the fall of all of them is all your fault, not we lost because of you. Oh, I'm with you. Yeah. Besides, Perturabo dipped first.
Yes, he did. But that wasn't when they were about to win, though. Perturabo dipped off much earlier. The Sons of Horus fled, even though they still had a chance to win, technically, arguably.
Oh, I'm with you. Okay.
This is basically a setup to that short story Extinction. It's a precursor to the Black Legion novels.
Right, I'm with you.
The Iron Warriors Warsmith, who's led the group, he notices that the word bearers, their serfs, have basically been stripping down their ship, and it's why the fuck have they been stripping down our ship for parts? Our ship works. Yes, that's exactly why they're stripping it down, because your one works. They want to basically repair a full blown battle cruiser. It's there's no way in hell the Ultramarines are going to let a battle cruiser escape the Sol system. They'll go for that first thing.
Yeah, you need small and sneaky.
Yeah, exactly. They've also been taken apart an Iron Warrior ship as well. A group of not Iron Warriors, Night Lords as well. Sorry, a Night Lord ship, and a group of Night Lords tries to steal their ship back, but they're just gunned down by the word bearers. And the Iron Warriors are right. They're not even trying to be subtle about this. They're planning something, and I don't like it. But anyway, we can just sneak past, because we know what we're fucking doing. We're not fucking stupid, so we're going to try and hack their systems.
The Night Lords are sneakier than you flipping idiots.
Yes, but the Iron Warriors, they're very prideful, they're very arrogant.
And they're very stupid. Hello, Talon.
But yeah, they end up having a brief scuffle with the word bearers when they basically hack their systems, try and basically get data in regards to a functional ship or whatever. They get told, stand down, you don't have to die. And the Warsmith's okay, you know what, I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to see what you have to say. Even though I'm still going to have my hand on my gun, but I'm going to listen to what you have to say.
Standard.
And he's looking around. It's okay, I don't recognize any, Dark Apostles among you. Who's in charge? And there's a guy in red armor, obviously, word bearers, but his helmet is Son of Horus. It's the Son of Horus who actually was with them earlier. It's oh, you traitorous little bastard! You decided to join up with the word bearers. And it's basically yes, because I know I saw what happened to the other Sons of Horus, and if everyone's coming after the Sons of Horus, then it's probably in my best interest to show my Legion colours. It's which is not exactly stupid. He's got his head on straight.
Then could he, change his helmet, and it wouldn't be so blinking obvious? Then
he probably didn't have a spare helmet.
He's just watched a bunch of Night Lords get cut down. There must be a spare helmet.
There probably is now, but he probably hasn't had time to grab it and paint it in the last 10 minutes, in fairness.
Fair point. Fair point. It hasn't been 10 minutes.
Give him 24 hours and he might, but anyway.
Yes, your response to a defection will be responded to within the next 24 working hours. Please wait. And if you get gutted in the meantime, then ball for you. You should have thought ahead.
Yeah. But we also find out from the word bearers themselves that this ritual site, because it's taking place in the Sol system itself, basically at the Emperor's seat of power, essentially, it will basically be the first ripple. The ripples will spread out into the galaxy to help rejuvenate the Chaos Gods. But what they're doing, they basically want the Loyalists to find them and to attack them.
They want are the them sacrifice.
To give it... Yeah, exactly.
I was thinking that when you're talking about this is super obvious. Do they want to just be the sacrifice then? The thought went in my brain, but I didn't want to interrupt.
Because the argument is, if they keep hiding, then the Loyalists are going to give up. They're going to eventually give up looking for them, which basically means there isn't going to be any fighting. There's not going to be any strife, no anger, this, that, or the other. So basically that's going to take longer for the Chaos Gods to recover. But if there's more fighting, if there's more bloodshed, if there's more anger, more strife,
Even
that's
if
going to
they
help them.
lose.
It doesn't matter if they lose. They are the sacrificial lamb. All that matters is that their actions help the Chaos Gods regain their power much faster. That's all that matters.
I mean, that's very selfless of a traitor Astartes. That's very selfless.
It's also more a case of like, these are religious fanatics.
Well, yes,
It's the word bearers. So
yes, religious fanaticism, but also, I would rather die for the sake of the gods than, and fanatics. I forgot. I knew the word had gone off the deep end, but I couldn't remember how far off the deep end they were at this point.
They're so off the deep end, are like at the bottom of the pool at this point. But yeah, that's pretty much where I've gone to so far. I know it doesn't sound like. Oh no, there's also the Battle of Luna as well, because the Battle of Luna. Obviously, the Ultramarines were taking part. They're like the main force during the Battle of Luna. You had like Abademi's Salamanders. You also had some Blood Angels. Chief Librarian Praetor, he's leading a platoon of Ultramarines into battle. They're trying to take their objective. They're fighting against the Sons of Horus, who are using like mass-produced simulacrum pseudo-Astartes, who are like basically their cheap knockoff Space Marine inductii. Basically, just get them out as fast as possible.
Because I'm trying to remember if the gene cultists of Luna. I know that they have a long history with Luna, and that's why they were attacked in the first one. But did any of them actually survive the Great Crusade and the Horus Heresy? Or are they all gone? Or were they kept on?
Some did survive.
Were they still working though, or did they just?
Yeah, they're still working.
Oh, they were. I'm trying to think. I understand the need to mass produce troops because you need a lot of troops, but you'd think that they'd be. They've got the literal artisans right there. Are they just not being cooperative, or what?
I think it's just like, don't worry about getting it done properly. Just get it done quick. We need as many troops as we can. Just get them out the door as fast as we can. Just mass produce, because we need to basically just like throw wave after wave after wave at the enemy and just drown them in bodies. Essentially.
Yeah, they outnumber us that much that even the skill of a warrior will never help us. We just need more.
Exactly. Praetor is leading his battalion of Ultramarines, and he gets a transmission from one of the captains of the Ultramarines, and basically like, your objective is to go here. No, our objective is to go here. Yeah, you got new orders. On
From
what?
Who?
From who? From the Primarch. Okay, we've got to listen to him, but hang on, aren't the Blood Angels meant to be taking care of this? Why aren't the Blood Angels doing it? They're right there. I don't know. I was just told you got to go there.
Hello, Black Rage incident, the first. Hello.
We don't know. Just go over there. Okay. They go over there. They meet the Blood Angels, and the Blood Angels basically have established this little base camp where they're basically like repairing their armor, resupplying, that kind of thing, treating the wounded and all that.
As you would.
And the captain there, he seems very deflated.
Oh.
Like deflated, tired. And Praetor basically saying like, right, we got new orders to come here and help you, which is basically like a very like polite way of saying what's taking so long, essentially. Why haven't you done your job yet? Why do we need to redirect more troops to your end? What's happening, essentially? Well, the traitors are really defending that tunnel. We haven't been able to get it yet, but they really want to secure that tunnel. They won't blow it up though, but they won't want us coming down there, so we're just preparing for another assault. Okay, we'll prepare for an assault then. That's where I've gone to so far in the story. I know it doesn't sound like much, but this is like a third of the book, just these little plot points, essentially.
Yeah, I can imagine that we're walking into either the first, or well, not the first, obviously that was during when Sanguinius died, but the first post-Heresy Black Rage incident is probably coming, and yeah.
One thing that is interesting, however, is that at this point in time, no one outside the legions, no one knows that Sanguinius is dead yet. No one knows.
As in the Primarchs know, and
the Primarchs know, the legions know, but no one else knows. Like the Imperial government doesn't know. None of the Imperial army knows. None of the Custodes know. Apparently, I imagine they do though.
I didn't know how far outside the Blood Angels and the Primarchs it had gotten.
Well, it would have been known by like the Imperial Fist at the very least, because they would have been on board, the Vengeful Spirit when they recovered Sanguinius' body. They would have known. Yeah, and probably just spread throughout Legion. Okay, just keep it between, the Space Marines lads. The humans don't need to know this.
Yeah, Sanguinius is an inspirational figure to them.
He's an inspirational figure, and if we tell everyone that he's dead, that could basically fracture unity with the humans. We don't want to risk that yet.
Yeah, I mean, the Emperor's dead, dead quote unquote. Malcador's dead. Sanguinius is dead. Like everybody the humans actually liked is dead.
As far as the Greater Imperium is aware, the only loyalist Primarch who's dead is Ferrus Manus. That is it, because he's referred to as Ferrus the Martyr, which I think is a cool touch.
It's an accurate epithet as well, considering that he was backstabbed and martyred off and killed by his own brother. That's an accurate epithet. I like that.
It's like, you know what? I'm glad actually, Ferrus actually got his flowers, in a sense.
Well,
but
his corpse did.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, totally.
But that's pretty much where I've gotten to at the moment. So, I know it's a shorter one than usual, but like I said, it's a bit of a chunky book, though, so it's taken me a while, in between, bouts of being ill,
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, I still haven't even gotten an inch into Witchbringer. Like, it's on my list, but I'm just swimming in marking and drone admin and trying to reconstruct the 8. Oh my god, that's a rant. But yeah, and also playing around with the Crucible of Champions. One of my Warhammer Club colleagues got a handle of the book, the new book with all the custom character creators. So I've been having a look at that and tinkering up some character ideas as well. So I've not had chance. Plus, I've got to keep it on top of the Warhammer Club campaign write-up as well, which is still continuing apace.
Fair enough.
But no, genuinely, I'm quite impressed with what they've come up with. I'll send you the PDF if I can get it downloaded. That my colleague had to send me. Probably it's locked behind. I'll might have to print and rescan a copy somewhere. But they've actually done quite a lot to give a lot of factions at least something to do. So Tau, you can have a custom Fireblade, a custom Stealth or Broadside character, and a custom Crew character, which I think is really cool. You actually have a Broadside HQ now.
Okay.
The Orcs get a Horde boss and a Rebel Grot. You can have a Rebel Grot HQ, Wib, just in case you're listening. There's actual custom Grot characters you can take now. Just thought you ought to know. And then there's my colleague who sent me the stuff who plays Votan. So he's like, I'm making a Steeljack Elder with a concussion hammer. And it's like, okay, yeah, you want your entire army to be robots? That's fine by me. There's a Wraith Lord character. There's a Dreadnought character for... if there's a Hellstalker character for Chaos Space Marines. You can have Demonic Heralds or Greater Demons for Chaos. The Guard can have military leaders or Sentinel characters. You can have a Sentinel commander as your hero now, according to the custom character builder. Who's the other one that I thought was really cool? The Imperial Agents one. You can take just an agent as your HQ, but you can attach them to an Ordo and transform them into an Inquisitor. And one of them is basically allows you to use Karamazov. It's an enthroned agent, so it's basically Karamazov. But without being Karamazov or Hereticus inclined, which is really cool.
Cool.
Yeah, sorry, I could ramble on. If I can get the PDF out of my inbox, I will send you a copy because I think it's really cool.
Okay.
But like I said to Sniped Web, I just really hope that they put this in the Codices next edition, not the rulebook, the Codices. If it has to be in the Crusade section, fine, but at least put them in the Codices so people know they exist, because I don't want this to be a gimmick that dies at the end of the edition in 3 months. I want this to stick around. I really want this to stick around, because the Anvil of Apotheosis has been a thing in AOS for ages, even though that's a little bit more vague, if I recall, but at least it's something that's been around for a while. I really hope they're able to put this into 40k and actually keep it in the rules, and not just the rule book, in the Codices. I can but hope.
We can but hope. Any questions, perchance?
A couple. Most of the comments were mostly flaming me for my opinions on the Defiler.
Fair enough.
I know it was as the commented, a white hot forged metal hot take. Which, yeah, fair.
Fair, yeah.
Okay. Well, I think there's only two. There's three. Could we get an art piece of Inquisitor Remleiz going hand to hand with a great unclean one, considering his luck with Nurgle?
I mean, at some point, I'm sure we can. Yeah. I mean, if you want it done by the same person who did my channel avatar art, I'm going to need donations towards that because that's not cheap for a high quality art piece.
Same with podcast art as well, because I know there's this whole idea of, I'd love to get to the point with the art where I can jump out of the suit and have the drones over my shoulder, but that's again a huge piece of work and a lot of time.
It's a time commitment, yeah.
Yeah, I also find it funny that, like, in all the history of the podcast, with all these different art styles we've had in the cover, mine's the one that's changed the most. Yours has just been the same because you've had this dinosaur the entire time.
No, because it went from the red robes to the black.
Okay, yeah, you had one rebrand. I've had two at least. Not to mention all the changes in actual, art styles that we've had.
Actually, no. I think the one who got the most was Alexis.
Yeah, probably actually.
She had the most redesigns. In fairness,
yeah. I still can't believe we literally started this show with chibis as our sprites. I still can't believe it. I'm not dissing it. I just find it funny considering what we were and what we are, that we had a chibi arts as our podcast, and we literally, the first episode was just dun 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 dun, playing in the background the entire fucking episode. Yeah, I mean, I just wish it wasn't Farsight, because I at the time I didn't have an avatar of sorts, so it made sense to use Farsight because but yeah, certainly it's different now.
I mean, it's been like nearly a decade. I think we can, forget. I think we can all agree we've all, grown and like it evolved over the intervening several years.
Agreed. Maybe for our 10th anniversary in September 2020. Oh, it's this year. Oh shit, it's this year. September's our 10th anniversary.
Oh god, I got to plan something. Shit.
We need to plan something.
Fuck.
Oops. I actually thought it was next year, but no, I went to France 10 years ago in 2027. It was second year uni where we started the podcast. Oops.
Oopsie doodle.
Oh, God. 10 years of podcasting.
Yes. Next question.
I got this off Reddit, so take it with a grain of salt. I'll take it with a dump truck worth of salt.
I'll take it with the entire country of Kazakhstan's worth of salt.
Does Sol's son have a warp presence tied to the Emperor which gives him his golden motif?
I've never even heard that before.
No. Like I say, it's on Reddit.
Kazakhstan is number one for potassium. So my answer is I have no idea because I've never even heard of that before.
No, I haven't.
Did it provide a source where that's from? Or any Reddit source claims to a bit that's from or anything like that?
No, it just says, I got this off Reddit. That's all the comment says.
My rule of thumb is, unless the Reddit post actually gives an actual source, i.e. ideally with an actual quote or passage, unless it gives that, then just take it as bullshit.
Lies. Lies. Right, the only other...
Because Reddit has an unfortunate habit of perpetuating fanon as canon in places.
Yes. Cough, kitten, Shadow Sun, for example.
I was going to more complain about the amount of people on Reddit who seem to think that Tybros is one of the lost Primarchs. It's like, no, he's not.
No. Right. The last one, you were having a rant earlier about the genes of Rin's world. So, let's imagine you get to bring 2 books back to print.
Okay.
One of them gets the high-quality hardback, leather-bound, maybe an accessory box.
Ooh.
And the other gets jeans. What are you picking?
High-quality, limited edition, with special box, Lord of the Night. My favourite 40k book.
Yeah, it's you.
Exactly. It's my favourite 40k book of all time. Of course it's getting that. And the version with the jeans, fuck it can go to Damnos.
No, then people have to read Damnos. Like, at least make it a book people want to read.
But why would I want to punish people who a book they want to read with a jeans cover? That's unfair.
Well, at least, I stick it as a comedy entry in a reader's choice, but, these special books, people are going to think, oh, that must be a good book, even if it's got the crappy cover. At least I'm going to try and read it because it must be a good book if GW think it's worth bringing back.
All right, one that hasn't been brought back yet. Fuck it, First and Only.
Okay.
At least I know At least I know First and Only is a good book. So
it is a good book. I've read it.
Yeah.
For me, the obvious one is Farsight Crisis of Faith or the Farsight trilogy, but I'm actually going to not do that.
You're going for the Shadow
for me, no, Hell's Reach. Every time. Hell's Reach is the book that got me into reading 40k lore. Like, it's the book. It's my first novel I properly sat down and read, 40k, and it is the book that got me into doing lore at all. The reason my channel went down the lore route, if we go all the way back, it's Hell's Reach. So, yeah, Hell's Reach every single time. And maybe you could have like a little custom box with a little mini of the 3 relics of the Temple of the Emperor Ascendant, that you can actually have your own little ones, not of just the servitors carrying them, but an actual... Oh, you stop refluxing. Actually have a little one of the 3 relics or something. I don't know, just a thought. Or a little banner that says, I have dug my grave in this place and it is here that I will die, because it is such an iconic quote. Or whatever. You could even make it into a poster. Like, actually someone draw that moment and put the quote to it. I don't know. As for the other one, good enough to be worth bringing back, but not good enough that it, needs a special edition and can look a bit like it came out of a textbook. I don't know that one. I admit, there's one book that I had on my shelf that I never really got round to reading because it was a classic, and that was Demon World.
Ah, okay.
I never actually fully sat down and read it, but it's a classic 40k novel, and I bet a lot of people have not read. So, yeah, either that or Death of Antagonists, and make it look, instead of looking denim jeans, it look like load-bearing walls because they're heretical.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, fair enough.
I can still make puns.
You can indeed.
Right, and that's it for questions. There were, there was a lot of comments, mostly about you being off. So
sorry.
No, it's not your fault, and they're not having a go at you at all. Apologies.
No.
Oof, sorry.
No need to apologise. It's fine. In which case, given the time, this episode may be a little bit shorter because we had to cut out a good chunk of time because you had to go and deal with the gun drone.
Yes, I had to go and do a nappy change and get a bottle on. So we've been talking for an hour and 40 minutes. I don't know how much of it's actually been chopped because of me doing that. So,
if I had to guess, probably at least 10 minutes or so. If I had to guess,
probably. But yes, Gundren says thank you for not having a go, and hopefully it doesn't cack the audio up too much.
To be honest, I could barely hear it, to be honest, so I think you're good. But yes, so thank you very much to everyone who tuned in for this episode. We hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, this has been Remleiz and 40k Theories.
And this has been Neve and Gundren of Tactica Imperialis.
And we'll see you all again next time. Bye-bye.